happened during that time. 10 minutes plus the lap still to go though, but like I said, this next one's going to take a good few minutes. The media is getting frustrated in that car, but they are working as quickly as they can there at DR Formula, and in a lap as long as this, we'll have plenty of time to try and catch up, but 10 seconds sat in the pit lane can feel like 1 minute. We can see the back out with too much damage to that car, and it looks like we're getting close now. Light is down, so is that everything ready to go? Almost. Oh, I don't know if that's actually no, that's the signal has been told to media that you're going no further in this race. Steering wheel off, and imagine suspension damage to the car, which means he's going to be able to go no further. What a shame. He'd made a huge amount of position to media. He was on for his best results of the season, but sadly, it's an early end for the media. There's Paul Aron at the back as well. He's in 29th place. He's going to have a few minutes to try and make up some ground. But at the front, it's going to be a fight for the win. And we've got Gregor Saucy is the one to watch in 8th place. Let's see how far he can come up. In the space of about 3 racing laps, he came up from 24 to 8. What can he do in about 3 or 4 more? Find out. Stay with us. It's going to be a great end to this race, I'm sure. There is Paul Aron at the back of the field. A real shame for him that it was at the very first corner where he hit problems. The safety car is indeed going to come in on this lap, so it's confirmation on the screen, and the race will now be handed over to Michael Belloff to take control of the situation at the front of the field. When he's ready, he'll get his foot down and he will get us back underway and racing for round number 6 for race number 1 here at Spa. Going to be just over 7 minutes plus the additional lap remaining. The race was slightly reduced due to the fact that we did have to do an extra warm-up lap to clear the car of Yassin Ferrati, who gambled on slick tyres and spun as they were making their way round on the warm-up lap. And we had to go around once more than was planned, and that time was taking off the race distance, so it's been a 28-minute plus 1 lap race. 7.5 minutes of those remain. Michael Belloff, it's over to you to get us back underway for the 7th lap of this race. Directly behind him is Zane Maloney. Adrian David comes next, and it's Beganovic, Pasma, Mini, Hajar, Saucy, Alatalo, Quinn. It's Belloff just leaving the car there, just creating some distraction. I'm sure as he comes through the right here, he's going to start getting his foot down as soon as he can straighten that car up, and he has. So we are back under racing at Spa here. Michael Belloff comes across the line, and he's absolutely nailed that restart. Has got an 0.8 of a second lead as he comes across the line. Maloney is the one under pressure. He's only got 0.4 to Hadji and David as they come in towards La Source. We've got Beganovic next. Saucy hasn't been able to make any positions, but he has got himself a gap to Alatalo. Quinn there under pressure from the likes of Boyer, Fluxa and Pitsy as well. All 3 Van Amersfoort drivers queuing up behind the Arden Motorsport driver of Quinn, who we'll be able to see very shortly as they make their way down towards Eau Rouge. Going to be impossible to see anything going up Radion, isn't it? It's just over 6 minutes to go, and there is our leader, Michael Belloff. Zane Maloney having to pull over to the left-hand side of the circuit, or our left, just to try and see where he's going here. Also trying to cover off any challenges from Hadji David. There is Mini, there's Hajar, here is Gregor Saucy. Right, what can our championship leader do over these next few laps? There's a good chance he's going to take a sensible approach into this one as well, given his lead in the championship, given he's limited the damage already here. There's a chance with all the spins we've seen and a couple of the incidents we've seen as well that Saucy may just play this safe, but him playing it safe is going to be a pace that's going to be very, very quick as well. I can almost guarantee you that as they come down towards Pouhon. This for the 7th time. Belloff doing a really good job out front. Can Maloney react to this situation now and try and close that gap back down? But Belloff It's going to be difficult because Belov is carrying huge confidence in that car this weekend. Down towards campus they go there. You can see Hadjar almost having a look down the inside of Mini, and that's going to be a very frustrated Isaac Hadjar. Don't forget he was slow away from the start-finish line. He should be up in about second place. That's where he started the race, but he finds himself down in 7th place, and 3rd of the rookies as well. There's Alex Quinn, who's under pressure from Mariboya in the 64 as they now make their way down towards Blanchimont. You can just about see cars every couple of seconds. There goes Patrick Pasma in the 5, now in the ART colours, and he's currently on to match his best result of the season. He's had 3 5th places this season. Can he make it a 4th here in this first race? We'll find out very shortly. Just over 4 minutes plus a lap to go. Belov's going to come across the line now, and shortly following him will be Zane Maloney, who's 2.8 seconds behind, so a big gap gain there. Here's Bortoletto, who spun earlier in the race, goes around the outside of Axel Noss. That's a change for 15th. Habecourt, another spinner, trying to do the same thing. He's trying to get past Axel as they go up towards La Source. Axel doing a really good job out there on circuit. He's had a difficult spell in the championship, but he's certainly having a good one here as Habecourt goes round the outside. And can he go round the outside of Bortoletto as well? It's looking like a potential double move here. They're going to be side by side to the right of screen as Habecourt to the left. You might just be out about to see him is Bortoletto, but Habecourt sneaks through there on the inside. He had to put a out of shape as he did it, but Habecourt is through, so that's a change then for 15th place in this race. Good driving from Habecourt. Next on his list is going to be Deli Gawanti. We look back at Saucy, who again I feel is just taking this one sensibly, just trying to see where he's going in this race, because it really does not look easy out there at all. Belov doing a fantastic job. He's 2 seconds quicker, Michael Belov, than Maloney, who in turn is 2 seconds quicker than David. Michael Belov is going about 6 seconds quicker than the likes of Mini, Hadjar and Saucy. On that last lap at least anyway, so brilliant stuff there from Michael Belov. We're going to have 2 laps to go when they make it back round to the start-finish line. There's Alatalo doing a good job this season. He's picked up some form. He's been inside the points now 3 times at the last 2 rounds, 4 times in the last 3 rounds, and he's going to keep that form going by potentially finishing in the points here with a 9th place. Just over 2 minutes plus a lap to go. Here's Gregor Saucy. Can he make any places, or is he happy to settle for 8th place? In terms of his championship lead, Hadrian David is going to score 15 points there with 3rd place, and Saucy is going to score 4, so it will only come down by 11 points, so it will still be 53 points in terms of his championship lead, which is fairly substantial. But it just to show how quickly things can change in the championship. Gregor Saucy, however, starts from pole position tomorrow. We already have had the qualifying tomorrow, and Gregor Saucy is going to start that one from the head of the field, so I think he'd take an 8th place and a 16th place gain. Now you can see some of the other big movers in the field. Flukes are up 11 places to 12th place as Habecourt there going side by side with Pietro Deli Gawanti, and another move there from Kaz. Brilliant driving from the Dutch driver there. That's going to put him up to 14th, but Francesco Pizzi, the driver ahead of him, has gained 12 places in this race so far. There you can see the spread between our top 3-4 drivers. The closest battle on track is the one for 7th, and that's between Hadjar and Saucy. There's our leader, Belov, now on the penultimate lap of this race. Here comes Maloney into view next. If Maloney can make it there, this would be his 4th podium of the season. David, likewise for him, it would be his 5th podium of the season. Mini would take a few points in terms of the rookie standings out of Isaac Hadjar. There's only 4 points between them in terms of the rookie standings so far. If it finishes as it is with Mini in 6th place and Hadjar in 7th, that would come down by another 2 points. So it'd be just 2 points between them in the rookie standings. Rookie standings are made up of overall points. Ooh, a little bit of a moment there. I think that might have been for Gregor Saucy. And it's being displayed that this is actually the final lap of the race. Oh no, Zane Maloney's run wide. Hadrian David is going to gain that place. A late mistake there from Zane Maloney. He's run wide out of Pouon, and that's allowed Hadrian David to sneak through, and he's going to be absolutely furious with himself, Zane Maloney, there to happen so late in the race as well. And I don't think he's going to have a chance to fight back there. Here comes Michael Belov. It did display that it was the final lap of the race as they make their way now down through Blanchimont. It's been an absolutely fantastic performance from Michael Belov, who leads by almost 5 seconds here as they come down towards the chicane now. And it's going to be a first win for him in the championship, and a first win for G4 Racing as well as he comes out of the left-hander. It's been a sensational performance. He makes his way up towards the start-finish line now. I think there's going to be one more lap, so we'll call that one a dress rehearsal. Hadrian David makes his way up to the line next time, 8 seconds behind. What that does mean is it gives Zane Maloney a chance to fight back. It also gives Gregor Saucy another lap to try and get past Hadjar, who's pulled over to the left-hand side of the track there, just trying to find any kind of slightly dry line that he can. He's going to go defensive into that Sauce. He might have a chance on the exit here to get alongside as they make their way down towards Eau Rouge. Wasn't quite able to get through, and he'd be very, very brave to try any kind of move in these conditions down through there. Sensibly, he tucks back in behind, and he's going to run wide up Randy on there. No surprise, could not see where he was going. It's absolutely treacherous. Oh dear, as he got on the runoff area there, momentarily I got worried there that he was going to spin that car. Maloney has dropped back from Hadrian David. Hadrian David, as long as he gets round mistake-free, could have that second place in the bag. There comes Isaac Hadjar. Here comes Gregor Saucy. He's done a brilliant job to get as far up the order as he has done. William Alatalo comes through picture there, 9th place. It's going to be another 10th place for Quinn. He took a 10th place at Zandvoort. It's going to be another one for him. But we go back to our current race leader, who's just going to take it. It still looks like he's pushing quite hard, doesn't it? Even on this final lap of the race, certainly as he went through Pouon there. But spoke to Michael after that second qualifying session, and he was talking to me about his last race win. It came at the Saxon Ring when he was racing in ADAC F4, and he said he was quite fortunate on that occasion to go and take the race win, but there's been absolutely no good fortunes in this one. Took pole position earlier on, and that was in the dry conditions, and in the wet conditions he has put on an absolutely brilliant display. He qualified pole earlier by almost half a second, and he currently leads the way by 8.1 seconds, and he set a new fastest lap on the last lap as well, 2:34.9, 3 seconds quicker than the likes of Pasma Mini, and 4 seconds quicker than our championship leader Gregor Saucy. But it's going to be a first race win for Michael Belov, and a first race win for G4 Racing as well. The Russian heads up to the line, and he is a race winner again. Michael Belov takes the win in round number 6 in race number 1, and G4 Racing can celebrate victory for the first time this season. Hadrian David, 9 seconds later, will finish in second place. A 5th podium for him, a 4th for Zane Maloney in 3rd place. It's a personal best result for Dino Beganovic, 4th place for him. Absolutely brilliant job from the rookie, and he is going to be the top rookie as well, so he will make his way up to the podium. Pasma matches his best result of the season with 5th. Mini is 6th, just ahead of Hadjar. Then we have Saucy next along in 8th place, from 24th on the grid to 8th. Damage limitation for our championship leader, and the 2 ardent teammates of Alatalo and Quinn round out the top 10. Brilliant performance from Michael Belov, almost 10 seconds clear from the rest of the field, and he cheered home by the G4 Racing team, who didn't want to say much after. They didn't want to get too excited after qualifying earlier, because they knew there was still a job to do in the race, and it was some job Michael Belov had to do. those were incredibly difficult conditions, weren't they? Just to get round in one piece was an achievement out there. And he jumps out of the car and he can celebrate winning a race again. He's come very close in recent years to getting back on the top step, but Michael Belov is a race winner once more. G4 Racing, you are race winners. I bet that one feels very, very good for the G4 Racing team, who have struggled this season so far, but Michael Belov has come in and put them onto the top step and just proven that all teams in this championship are competitive. They're all up there, they're all good enough. It's a championship where all the cars are the same. It's down to the teams and it's down to the drivers. Between G4 Racing and Michael Belov, they have managed to go and absolutely dominate here at Spa. Hadrian David, a well done to him as well. His 5th time on the podium. So Michael Belov has confirmed the order. He wins from Hadrian David. Zane Maloney gets himself back onto the podium for the 4th time this season. Dino Beganovic, a personal best and a rookie win for him, his 1st of the season. Well done to Dino. Patrick Pasma, 5th place, good points in the bag. Then it's Mini, Hadjar, Saucy from 24th to 8th. Alatolo and Krim round out the top 10. Then it's the teammates, Boya, Flutzer, Pizzi just outside of the top 10. Despite a spin, Havakor finishes in 14th place. Deli Gawanti then rounds out your top 15 places. Behind that, we did have Elias Seppänen, and that is a fantastic recovery, I have to say, from Elias Seppänen. One that we didn't quite see in the process as much as we maybe should have, but a driver who had to come through pit lane and finish 16th place. Well done, Elias Seppänen. Andrea Rosso 17th. Paul Aron, who was 29th when we got going again at the restart, 18th for him. Patterson in his very first race, 19th. Noss from the back of the field to 20th. Cohen in his first race, 21st. And it's Smith, Gola, Goethe, Barrichelo, Marinangeli, Bula. Bortoletto had a spin. Pesce likewise had to come in because of front wing damage. Colapinto had a poor start to the race, couldn't get off the line properly. He finished down in 30th place overall. And there were some more non-finishers as well, sadly. It wasn't just Pesce and Colapinto that we lost from this one. Let's have a look back at the highlights from the race then. There you can see Colapinto in the middle of your screen. He was the one that got away poorly off the line, as did Isaac Hadjar, but of course he would eventually go on to recover from 7th. Hadrian David was on the grass as he was trying to take the lead away from Belov, who was furiously defending as they went down towards turn number 1, and it worked because on the switchback he was able to get himself straight back into the lead of the race. There we have a missing front wing. We had a spinning Paul Aron in amidst all of that as well as they made their way round on the first lap. We had Vidales making his way up into the top 4. A brilliant start from the number 12. Bortoletto took a spin early doors but managed to get going again. Bortoletto going on to have a poor race in the end, sadly, finishing a lap down. Havakor ran wide out of the final chicane and made a place in the process, but this is when the safety car came out. Vidales from 4th place. Huge disappointment for him. He spun round and picked up damage, couldn't get going again. Havakor likewise had a spin at the very same corner but would go on to recover to 14th place. Bardignon and Colapinto, I think that was making contact. Colapinto having to come into the pits. Bardignon, that put him down the back of the field. We had a long safety car period and then we got going for 7 more minutes of racing, and Michael Belov, who absolutely nailed the restart, would immediately put himself up in a healthy lead. Havakor, meanwhile, in the 27 was working his way back through. First past Noss, then past Gabriel Bortoletto next, as then made our way round. We had Zane Maloney very late in the race, making his way running wide. Then that allowed Hadrian David to go through, but out front, controlling the race, Michael Belov, 9 seconds clear from the rest of the field. He would take the win from Hadrian David and Zane Maloney. Brilliant stuff from Michael Belov. A first win for him and a first win for G4 Racing. So here comes Zane Maloney, another podium. He will be slightly disappointed with the fact that he was unable to hold on to second with a late mistake there, and Hadrian David was in the right place at the right time. The pressure he was putting on worked. He snuck through, but taking the win. His very first win in the championship and a first win for G4 Racing. Michael Belov stands on the top step of the podium. Brilliant performance from him, and a rookie win as well for Dino Beganovic. Great result for Dino. And G4 Racing, of course, their first time on the top step. Going to be very, very happy. Brilliant stuff from G4 Racing. Now the national anthem of Russia. Well done to Michael Belov on that top step for the first time. The first official time he's taken a podium as well. Back at Paul Ricard, he was in as a wild card, so the 2 seconds he took there, he didn't score any points for them. And then it was a 9th and did not start at Zandvoort, but he's showed himself very well here with a win. Hadrian David, another podium for him, and he closes the gap slightly to championship leader Gregor Sorsi. Zane Maloney's next. There's some confusion on the podium. Who's going to go first? Do we go now? Oh, why not? Let's just go for it. As the champagne celebrations begin, it's good to see Dino Beganovic up there as well. Great result from Dino, and one that's been a long time coming. He started the season very well with an 8th place. He then got an 8th place once more at Zandvoort, but that his first rookie win of the season. Been a very damp, very wet first race here at Spa. We've had both our qualifying sessions complete. We have a new winner this season in Michael Belov. And that's not all for this weekend. We will be back tomorrow, 11:35 local time here in Belgium is when we will go green for race number 2 of round number 6. We'll see you then.